Hello and welcome back to the RDA and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well. In today's video, I'll be talking about Liverpool, the recent injuries they've had. Obviously, Mo Salah's tested positive for COVID as well, so he'll be out for a little while. I think he'll have to quarantine for 2 weeks, possibly. We'll be talking about the injury to Joe Gomez, Van Dijk obviously being out, so please do hit that like button and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get into it. So obviously I'm not a Liverpool fan. I don't follow Liverpool 100% and I don't watch most of their games. Some of you watching will be bigger Liverpool fans and will understand the team a lot better than most. So, you can always correct me if I say something wrong. But it seems like Liverpool at the moment are in a bit of a nightmare with the likes of Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez, their centre-back pairing out. Something seems to be wrong with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not exactly sure if it's an injury or a COVID kind of situation. Usually do my research for these videos, but I'm a bit late today, so it is what it is. And James Milner is looking like the possible replacement there. So do I think Liverpool can still challenge for the title, especially with Mo Salah out with COVID now? Obviously, he'll be back. That's not really a long-term absentee. Yes, 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 and yes. I know that people are panicking at the moment and looking at this Liverpool side, and they're going to be like, Triple M, what do you mean? It makes absolutely sense. I'll tell you why I think Liverpool can still challenge for the title, right? I hope they don't win the title as a Manchester United fan, obviously, but what I hope will happen and what I think will happen are two very different things. And I think that other teams around the league are going to get just as many injuries as Liverpool have, just at a later time in the season. I think a lot of teams will have a collapse and an injury crisis come the end of December and the beginning of January and possibly into February and March. Liverpool at the moment are in a bit of an injury crisis right now, but that might be a good thing because if their players all come back, bar Virgil van Dijk obviously, but if Joe Gomez and the likes of Trent and the likes of Salah and the likes of Mane and everybody else in the team is able to be fit and reach their peak form this season around that January, February, March period, I think they could go on a 3-month run and make up for the lost time now. With that said, I still think they have enough players to do a job. I don't know if they can win every single game between now and the end of the next year. I think they will lose a lot of games. I think they will be very frail in the back, especially. And with Mo Salah out for 2 weeks, you have to wonder what they'll do with their attack. But I genuinely still think this team can win the league. I mean, as Liverpool, you've got options. You can put Fabinho at centre back. You can start playing Joe Matip a little bit more. You can play the youngster who played in the Atalanta game. I forget what his name is. They're calling him Virgil 2.0 because he's also got a ponytail. There are options for Liverpool. There are options, and this is where the squad depth of Liverpool comes into play. We typically don't think of Liverpool as a team that has squad depth because they generally only relied on their first 11, and Klopp is known for having good luck with injuries. Well, that luck is coming to an end now, and now I think will be a test. Either way, whether I'm wrong, whether you watching are wrong or right, it doesn't really matter. This is a time where we will see Liverpool get properly tested and see what they're actually made of. And I think it's a very, very interesting situation. If they focus all their energy on the Premier League and not other competitions, I really don't see the problem because even if Liverpool, as I said at the beginning of the video, even if they go on a 1 month, 2 month bad run, they can recover it next year. They can, because everybody else is going to have an injury crisis. Mark my words, Manchester United will have an injury crisis. Paul Pogba will get injured. Luke Shaw has already done his hamstring in. Marcus Rashford has already hurt himself playing for England and wasn't selected in England's last fixture. We already know the likes of Martial will probably get injured because he usually gets injured around this time every single season. There's a lot of injuries coming from Manchester United. You look at Chelsea, I suspect they will have a lot of injuries. You look at Tottenham, Kane ain't staying fit for the whole season. Like, we know this. Harry Kane always gets injured at some point throughout the season. Not that he's an injury-prone player, but when you're playing at the highest level with all the physical demands on your body, and you haven't had a proper preseason, and you haven't had the right conditioning and the right training ahead of the season, you will suffer a lot of injuries. This is perfectly normal. Now, I think with Liverpool, what's interesting is the Van Dijk injury wasn't really down to training. It wasn't really down to a lack of preseason. It was just Pickford being an idiot, and that's unfortunate. But the rest of your injuries, I think, other teams are going to have them as well. So I wouldn't panic too much if I was a Liverpool fan, but what do I know? But yeah, moving away from Liverpool and looking at the wider picture of the Premier League, I didn't rate Chelsea to win the Premier League. I did say that if it wasn't Liverpool, it would be Man City. At the moment, I'm looking like a right idiot because Chelsea, Tottenham are looking like prime contenders. Leicester Leicester are in the conversation as well, even though I don't think they'll stay in the conversation for very long because their manager is known for being a serial bottler in Brendan Rodgers. And, he did it last season as well. Leicester were in third the whole season up until that after lockdown. And then they just dropped out and they came crashing out to Manchester United and Chelsea, obviously finishing third and fourth respectively. I don't back Leicester City at all. I think when they start to have injuries, they will fall off a cliff. I think Tottenham is a very, very interesting one. I've always said about Jose Mourinho, if he stays happy, if he stays positive, and if he stays motivated, and if things are going his way on the pitch in terms of VAR decisions and just general, a general lack of injuries, he can do bits with that Tottenham team. But I think that's unrealistic. I think either Son or Kane will get injured. I think the key components of that team, of that midfield, will start to fall apart. They're already weak defensively, so even if they had injuries in defense, some people would say it wouldn't make a difference anyways. But so I think when I look at all the teams across in the Premier League, Chelsea has to be a prime contender for me. Chelsea have the opportunity to close the gap on the top and really hone in on a championship race, on a title race, I should say. Other than that, look, I'm not even going to talk about Manchester United because on paper, Manchester United, if we started to develop some consistency over the next 5 league games, we could potentially be in a conversation for a title race. But I'm not even going to go down that road. I personally don't even want to go down that road. I think Manchester United will make top 4. I think contest for top 4 between now and March next year. And I think we will, if we keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and he goes on another magical run, he will end up making top 4. Anyways, that video was a bit all over the place. It was a bit ranty. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if you are a Liverpool fan or any of the other top 6 clubs, really. I think the situation with Everton is pretty interesting. The only reason I didn't mention them is because I said on the 433 podcast like 2 weeks ago that everybody's hyping Everton up, but at the end of the day, it's Everton. It's Everton. You move James Rodriguez from that team and you remove the likes of Calvert-Lewin from that team and you're back to mid-table mediocrity, fam. So I didn't even waste my time mentioning Everton or teams like Arsenal in this video because I don't know. Everton could make a push for top 4 maybe, but it is what it is. But anyways, enjoy the rest of your day / evening whenever you're watching this. And don't forget to leave a like on the video and do subscribe if you are new. We make general football content on a daily out here. Peace out.